Good afternoon. Thank you for joining today's LTD Contract Committee meeting. We're waiting for one additional board member to sign in, so give us just a few minutes and we'll get started as soon as she arrives. Thank you.
we are. Has the meeting been called to order? Are we doing that now?
We are doing that now.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and I apologize for being late. Start with the roll call. Michelle Weber.
Here.
Okay, thank you. And Susan Cox, I am here. And at this point, Michelle, do you have any comments that you want to make as chair?
I do not.
Okay, I think that we should just go into the meeting. Let's see, who is presenting the contracts? Is that going to be Colina?
First up, we have Todd Smith.
Thank you. Todd, take it away.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Todd Smith. I'm project manager in facilities working on the Eugene Station modernization project in collaboration with Sarah Brightman on the procurement of this agenda item. Today, we are bringing a recommendation to approve and execute a contract with Chambers Construction to provide construction management general contracting services, that's CMGC, for the Eugene Station modernization over the next 3 years. In this contract, Chambers Construction will perform the CMGC services of all the standard pre-construction and construction services in connection with the Eugene Station project, including collaboration with both the district and Pivot Architecture. Chambers shall regularly coordinate with the district and Pivot Architecture during pre-construction on the review and analysis and incorporation of cost estimating, scheduling, constructability reviews, value engineering, phasing and sequencing, and bidding. Chambers will provide cost estimates for each design phase milestone, schematic design, design development, and construction documents, and shall reconcile estimates with our third-party independent cost estimator. They must work with the district and Pivot to identify a cost path to the district's approved budget at each of these milestones. Chambers will plan and organize several community subcontractor engagement events prior to the soliciting for different bid packages. After the bid results are substantiated, they will develop and negotiate with the district a GMP based on solicitation results. Chambers will phase and sequence the construction of this project in a safe manner in cooperation with the district to minimize impacts of noise, odor, dust, and traffic in and around the existing building and station. Procurement developed a request for proposal solicitation with facilities to obtain technical proposals for interested CMGC firms. Posting for approximately 6 weeks, the RFP resulted in the receipt of 2 proposals. The following is Chamber Construction and GBC Construction. The evaluation committee comprised of LTD staff reviewed and scored the proposals. Upon review of the scores, the top-ranked CMGC firm was interviewed further to clarify any of their responses to the RFP. The top-ranked firm had additional research performed on them, and the project is provided that, and the evaluation committee proceeded with confirming and ranking, setting forth the first round of evaluations. A detailed scoring matrix summary is provided in this ASI as Exhibit A. And in that scoring summary, there are 11 different scoring categories that hit every piece that we want to make sure that we get the best construction manager, general contractor. And out of that, the most responsive, highest scored vendor recommended for award for the Eugene Station project is Chambers Construction. The contract value for pre-construction services of the ESM project is $265,000, and the targeted GMP is $3.6 million. The recommended total contract value is $3,885,000 over the next 3 years. The project is funded from a federal grant and a local match. And as far as the strategic business plan, the contract and associated project work of this contract is in alignment with all the areas of strategic focus: the community value, customer satisfaction, employee engagement, financial health, and sustainability. So what are the alternatives to approving this contract? The committee could deny approval of this new contract and request the team to resolicit. This would result in delaying the pre-construction services during design, which may result in the delay of the critical input from the contractor and potentially incur additional costs. And the second alternative is to not deny approval of this new contract and request the team to renegotiate further with the selected firm for the pre-construction fee. This may result in a delay to the project schedule and potentially cost implications. However, I do want to mention that in all of our processes, when we're doing these projects, we continue to negotiate those fees no matter what. So one of the things that's one of the things that we would be doing anyways. But anyways, for that for this contract, that's what we're looking at. And are there any questions?
Any questions from the committee?
I don't have any questions, Susan.
Thank you, Michelle. So when you said that this is funded by a federal grant and then a local grant match, is that fully funded then?
The funding is, it's the 80% is the federal funds, and then the 20% out of a local match. So that's
Great.
From the grants department. That's where we're at.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions. It sounds good. Nothing further? Okay. Michelle, do you want to make a motion?
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do it. I move to forward contract number 2022-41 to the Board of Directors with a recommendation for approval.
And I second. All in favor? That would be us. No.
Yeah.
So it passes unanimously. Thank you. Okay, Todd.
Thank you.
Up and on, right.
All right, perfect.
Okay, thank you. So, and the next contract is, Matthew is going to talk about it. This is the Creative Bus Sales Incorporated. Do we have Matt? There we go.
Yeah. Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Thank
Well, hey, I'm excited to be able to present. However, a little disappointed as you read the AIS, it's coming back for an update from a contract we got the thumbs up for in June. One of the big things is after our June contracts committee with the firm Shetke Northwest, one of the things that have been happening in the market, as you guys have probably all been tracking, is price escalations. So as we came before you, it was what we believed to be the best price to go forward to keep with standard vehicles. However, after we went through the process, one of the things required is to let the community know we're looking to enter into a contract. When we did that, things have changed, where the price escalation that was occurring within the market increased drastically. In fact, right after I got done presenting, I got an email, happened to be from the state of Washington, who this contract is partnered with an incredible price increase. We went down the path as required through that. Creative Bus Sales requested just to provide a price as well to us, just to see if we were getting the best. And at the conclusion of that, LTD has decided that Creative Bus Sales would be the better firm, as indicated in the AIS that you see. So as there's a table at what would be the second page, when we looked at comparing Shetke versus Creative, there was a large enough decrease And so we're coming back with an update to enter into contract for 30 vehicles, or I'm sorry, up to 30 vehicles for medium duty vehicles with Creative Bus Sales. I do want to note, this is not in your AIS, but to communicate from our last contract for cutaway vehicles to this contract, there's an increase of about 26% price difference between the two. We're seeing increased prices, especially for these cutaway vehicles. That has continued to skyrocket. So we're trying to manage that, but understand that the state contracts are also trying to manage what it looks like for these vehicles. So price continue to increase. So we as a team here will continue to manage those prices as best as we can, but also understand that we're relying on the overall, in this case, the state of Washington's contract. So we're excited, but again, a little bit bummed that we're having to come back to provide an update. So again, just to be clear, this update is to pivot from what we asked for in June to a new vendor, and that is Creative Bus Sales. So I will take any questions. I would anticipate some, but we're looking forward to the conversation.
I would assume that we could expect that prices are only going to escalate if we were to delay this in any way, correct?
Yes. Yeah, what we're seeing, and this isn't just in cutaways, but in the cutaway market, the demand and the supply. So what their Ford chassis, you're seeing the production go drastically down from like 8,000 a year specifically for this to about 2,000. So a huge decrease. What we've also heard from a lot of partner agencies is, the vendors are saying, hey, if you want to still hold your line or your spot in line, you're going to have to do a change order of a certain amount. And that certain amount is a high amount. And if a property or somebody says no, then what they do essentially, the vendor says, okay, we're no longer going forward with you, and finding open slots for that. So absolutely, to be very direct, we're going to see prices continue to increase. And it looks like Mark has something.
Yes.
To add.
Yeah, so I'll add to that I just had a meeting today with our Bus Coalition, which is a group that we're involved with that works on bus issues like this. And one of the things that we're doing, working with the FTA and the feds, is to try to get it's all about the structure of the vehicles, right? And Ford dominates this area of the market. And so they're trying to get Ford to allocate a certain percentage to transit. And so that we can manage the demand a little and the cost a little better. They're also looking for waivers for Buy America, so we can actually import things if we need to, because the lead time on these are now, they're getting up towards of 3 years, and they used to be less than a year. And so we're working really hard at the federal level to try to control these costs, and because it looks like it's going to be a long-term deal, not a short-term deal. And that's just for the board's information.
Yeah.
Mark, is there any organized effort to change or get an exception to the made in the U.S. provisions? Actually there is. There's some pretty good movement in that right now, and certainly our representatives are hesitant to go there, but and I don't blame them, but we're really at a crisis mode, right, because it affects our paratransits and the people who need our service the most if we can't get vehicles. And it's a nationwide problem, not just an LTD problem. Thank you. Other questions? Michelle?
I don't have any additional questions.
Okay. When you talk about working with the Washington partners, that's a pretty close relationship. So you feel confident that that's going to move forward just fine?
Yeah, I do. I think going to what we saw kind of after the last time is the Forest River, who owns part of this market and really is the leader, is requesting a lot of state contracts and others a price increase, and they're holding people's feet to the fire. So we'll continue to move forward. We do believe we have the most value, and that's why we're choosing to bring creative back and coming back again. That is not to say that we won't see another price increase. What happened and how this got instituted last go around is creative essentially went to all of their state contracting firms and said, we're going to increase the price. And through a lot of conversations that those state agencies had with their partners, they couldn't get away or couldn't hold them to the fire, where they had to actually go through and confirm that those price increases are valid price increases. So I think it's unknown territory. I'm not going to guarantee that we won't see additional price increase through these, but what we're going to do is continue to work with our partners to make sure that we're getting vehicles here to deliver service, as Mark said.
Well, better to know at the front end than once you're getting started. So
yes, and we're fortunate, I guess. There are a lot of transit agencies that are like, wait, we have to accept this, and essentially their feet are to the place where you don't have to, but if you don't accept it, you're essentially losing your spot in line, and we can't guarantee when you're going to get it back. So they had a lot of leverage.
just hope you don't get another one of those messages after the call today, right?
I agree. I appreciate spending time with you guys, but I don't want to come back and see you for this.
Right. Okay. Michelle, do you want to make the motion?
I will take care of it. Yes, I move to forward contract number 2022-22 to the Board of Directors with a recommendation for approval.
And I will second it. So do we have unanimous voting here? I think we do.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Matt. It's all yours now, I guess.
I appreciate it. Thank you all.
You're welcome. So is there anything else that we need to, I don't think there are any other contracts, correct?
That's correct.
Correct. Yeah, those were the only two.
Sure. And do we have any items for action or information for a future meeting, or I think we're pretty well wrapped up?
Yeah, I think we're wrapped up, Susan.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Again, I apologize for being late. I really am going to get this technical stuff someday. So thank you. I'd like to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.